back.
It does.
Jumping on the streams again. My name is Ashton Williams. I'm the Senior Communications Manager here at the studio, and today I'm joined by two of my favorite colleagues. Guys, introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Paul Hale.
Joe Seacott.
And what do you do here, Paul? Because people know you on Reddit and Twitter, but
Sure.
like now they have a face.
Yeah, so I'm one of the production managers here at the studio, and I mostly manage a lot of our technology, but also a little bit of live ops, and kind of have my hands on a lot of different things here.
So you make the things go.
I do. I push a lot of buttons.
Press a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
Cool. And Joe, what do you do here?
I'm one of the design directors on multiplayer.
Oh, awesome.
How fitting.
You're right. So before we jump into crossplay, which I know you guys all want to know about, we're going to talk about what we just did in weekend 1 of the beta, which was pretty rad, right?
Yeah, we had a good.
It was definitely rad.
Weekend one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
We had everybody on 6v6, 10v10, playing AM, PM maps, playing realism, playing cyber attack.
Yep.
All kinds of modes and map combinations. We had a 2v2 gunfight back in.
Yep.
So with that, you guys have been super vocal with us on social media, on Reddit, on
Minimap,
Twitch, everywhere. So thank you guys so much for the feedback. I
Yeah,
know it sounds repetitive, but like it really does help shape the game. This
Definitely.
game is just as much yours as it is
their
ours, so
volume
it's
is very
really
low.
Cool to hear you guys
It's max on my end,
giving
guys.
suggestions and feedback.
I lowered my
And I
microphone
will
as
say
well.
that I've seen some threads on people's screens that I've walked around, and it sparked some really cool conversations.
Yep.
So it's been awesome.
We've talked a lot about the feedback. We made some adjustments live last week. We're going to do some more this week, so it'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be doing the same thing for weekend 2 of the beta, posting daily updates, letting you guys know things that we're looking into. So I guess one thing that we kind of have teased a little bit, we haven't really talked about, is during weekend 2, we're going to get people into Groundwork.
Yeah.
32v32. So tell me more about Groundwork.
So Groundwork, it's been a big lift for us. It's been something, since I've been here, it's always been something we've talked about, but this game we finally pulled the trigger on it, really went for it. We put a ton of work into vehicles and how they move. We have two guys
Vehicles
that are super
coming in,
dedicated
boys.
to that. And we're going to be playing on a map with Karst River Quarry. And this is one of my favorite maps, and it's a big map, and it's in the center of this quarry. Some people were kind of saying, "Oh, it looks like the MW2 quarry map," but it's the only similarity there is that they have the big blocks in there. But it's 32v32, and it's a gigantic playground. Like in quarry, you have the kind of conveyor belts that move the rocks around. You can climb up on all of those. We have helicopters you can fly up, and then you can base jump out of those. You can run to the edge of the quarry and base jump off of that and land on top of buildings.
People
we have
will
a pretty
be mad,
cool
but I'm hyped. I'm hyped for bigger maps,
spawn
though.
selection. Kind of like
But
one of the things we ran into
general
as we
people will be
prototyped
mad.
was we were building these big battles, but whenever we had these objectives far apart from each other, you had to just hoof it, and people were frustrated. And so you can spawn on squad mates, you can spawn on objectives, you can spawn on an APC that is an armored vehicle that travels around the map. And so there's just a lot of cool stuff, and we're trying a lot of stuff. So we're really excited for the beta and to see how people react. And we just have – there's so many people in the studio where that's just their favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
That's their favorite thing to play. It's just it's fun. It's just people just go find their own fun.
And it's the first time ever in Call of Duty that we've had 32v32. And and I will say, like, it's caused a lot of yelling and screaming when we've been testing here, and it's super fun. It's super fun. So we'll talk more about that. You'll
People
see more
getting
about that
mad.
as we get into weekend 2. So be sure to give us your thoughts and feedback on that. Of course, I know you guys will, which is awesome. And so as we're in beta, normally we give everyone who gets into beta gets a cool thing. We're giving them a cool thing this time. What are we giving?
We're giving them something really
Ray,
cool.
thank you so
It has
much
to be
for
good
the
in like a
five,
college
but don't
card
go
or an
crazy like
emblem or
that,
something
bro.
like that. But this
Thank
time
you so
around, we're
much.
giving
Thank you, but
a special version
not
of the
the time, not the
725
time.
over-under shotgun in the game. So if you
There it is right
You
there.
said- yeah.
Oh, man.
So usually this gun has a big stock and it's got a long barrel and it's kind of this big over-under hunting rifle. So this version has a sawed-off barrel, so your spread's going to be a lot wider. It's got a suppressor, kind of over-under
The
suppressor, so
manliest
both shots
weapon,
are
guys.
suppressed. It's got a cut-down pistol grip, and so the thing's lightweight. You move fast. It's got an angle grip and it's got a hollow sight on top, and it's a run and gun machine. It's been decked out visually, completely different look than what the 725 usually has.
Yeah.
You get this if you play in the beta, whether you've pre-ordered or not. You get this for reaching level 10. So everyone has to get in.
That's
a bunch of
dope,
people have
man.
already done that. So the gun will be waiting for them when they get the game day 1.
So day 1, October 25th. By the end of the beta, you want to reach level 10, and you will just get this.
Yeah. So we'll give this out. And the other thing we should talk about is what that is, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what we call a blueprint. And so in the game, we're going to let players create what we call custom mods. A player can go into Gunsmith, and they're going to be able to save out modifications of a gun. And that's a custom mod. When we create a special one like this, a promotional one,
Has to happen.
do not disturb.
Has to happen.
When we create a promotional one like
My
this, we give
notifications
that
are
out.
on.
That's a blueprint. That's a
I turned it
pre-made
off,
gun,
but
and
it's
it's
not
built from
letting me
existing
save.
Gunsmith attachments, but it has a cosmetic change to it. Each attachment has a new look, whether it be the receiver or the suppressor or the hollow sight or the grip. You saw the tape on that one. You saw the camo kind of pattern. And the cool thing about these is you can take them into Gunsmith and you can mix and match them. All these pieces we've put on there, you can take those off and put new pieces on from Gunsmith. You can throw the long barrel back on that gun. With Gunsmith, we wanted to create kind of the ultimate weapon customization system.
Right.
And so any gun you get, or variant of a gun that you get, you can take back and use all those pieces with any other pieces you've ever gotten. So it's kind of like Legos for guns. It's pretty crazy.
I hope it's
That's
different
awesome.
for
So I'm excited for everyone to
different
get,
weapons,
get their hands on that gun. It's a pretty cool gun.
Yeah, that was
Cool,
good
and
timing.
you can read more about blueprints and this gun itself up on the Activision Games blog, and check Infinity Ward and Call of Duty Twitter as well to get more information on that. Now let's kind of get into some details here about crossplay, and this is the first time we're seeing crossplay in Call of Duty. So why are we doing it?
Controversial.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, like crossplay has definitely been a passion. Just I've really wanted to sort of bring the whole community together and kind of break down the barriers between platforms, let people play with their friends. It's really, we're reaching that sort of, it's sort of hitting the tipping point in the industry where like this is a thing now where we really shouldn't be sort of restricting people from playing with their friends just because of platform choices.
Right. And we've kind of been
Activision
talking
would
a
like
little bit
to know
about
his
this,
location.
across all of our social media as well, that to kind of take part in crossplay, we want you to make a Call of Duty account.
Yeah, right. So in a crossplay universe where your social identity is sort of platform agnostic, as it were, that now kind of elevates to the Call of Duty account. And so with your Call of Duty account, you'll get a display name. That display name will be how people can identify you cross-platform. They can add you as a friend that way, etc. You can form parties using that identifier.
Awesome. So when it comes to adding people, what does that kind of process look like in game?
Right. So we have search functionality in our social menu in the game, and that is expecting you to sort of be finding your cross-play friends through that. So if you have somebody's Call of Duty account name, you can search for it in there. You can add them as an Activision friend, and then from there you'll be able to form parties with them regardless of what platform they're logged in on.
And does that affect the way they chat, their mics, the way they
Right.
do anything?
So for voice chat in particular, we had to sort of build our own system so that we could do voice chat through our own servers. So we've done that, and voice chat now works seamlessly in parties or in match across platform. Doesn't matter.
So when we were kind of talking about this, how will I know if someone is playing on a different platform than me?
Right. So we have some identifiers in the UI for what platform people are on. So you can see if they're on platform with you. If they're on the same platform as you, you can add them as a friend on the platform.
Right.
If they're off platform from you, then you can add them as a friend as an Activision friend. And so that'll let you sort of still continue to add friends depending on what platform they're on. Doesn't really matter. You still get them in the UI and you can continue to play with them.
So there'll be an icon.
Yep, there'll be an icon in the UI.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, I know everyone's kind of had some questions about this. We've seen some of this on Reddit. How are we going to be matchmaking with crossplay?
Right. So the big thing that we added with the matchmaking part of this is that now your control scheme that you're using is sent up to the matchmaker. So we know if you're using a keyboard and mouse, or we know if you're using a controller, and we know that across any platform because we've added keyboard and mouse on all platforms. So that's now a key piece of information that we take up to the matchmaker, and we use that to sort of to as a piece of information as we're building matches. In general, we will try to keep the same control schemes together. But in cases where there's not enough people, or we couldn't find a high quality connection match, we'll allow different control schemes to mix together. And the most common case of that will be when we have parties of mixed control schemes playing together.
Okay, so
mouse and
if I'm playing on
keyboard, bro, I'm
PlayStation and I
telling you.
have a keyboard and mouse,
I don't believe it.
what will it show on the screen? Will it let me know there's PlayStation and then a mouse icon?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we actually have two icons in the UI. We have one indicating what platform you're on, and we have one indicating what control scheme you're using. And the reason why we're doing that is really just so that we're totally open with what platform everybody's using, what control scheme everybody's using in your party or in your lobby, so you can just see what's going on.
And I think too, again, this is another question we've gotten. What if I don't want to participate in that? Is there an
50
option?
skulls, I see.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, obviously, like crossplay has been a big push for us, and we really think it's the best way to play, and it has a ton of benefits for matchmaking and forming the best matches possible, keeping the player pool connected, all that kind of stuff. But if it's just not your thing, obviously, yeah, you can just opt out of it.
I mean, obviously for beta, we're testing these kinds of things, so we want you to do crossplay. We want to test it. We want to see how everything plays together. And so I think kind of anecdotally, people always assume that PC always has the upper hand when it comes to matches. And here at the studio, when we've been testing some of the crossplay, that's not always been the case.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, Joe
PC
knows as well as I do.
always
We've
have
done a lot of user testing. I mean, we've had the luxury of having crossplay in this game for a really long time now. We've built this game from the ground up with crossplay in mind, and you know, that's led to a ton of user testing where, you know, not only have we spent a ton of time balancing and trying to make sure that the playing field is level between the control schemes, but also, you know, a ton of like surprising user tests where, you know, we're looking at high skilled user tests and seeing, you know, a mix of control schemes in those in the top 3 every time.
Yeah, we had internal tournaments, right, when we had kind of like streamers and influencers in, content creators, and we actually had the Gunfight 2v2 tournament where I think a pair of PlayStation users won one, and then a pair of PC users won the other, and then we had a grudge match where they went at it, and the PlayStation users actually coordinated and won in King. So it's pretty cool. I think it fluctuates. I think you can be a really, really good console player, and you can be a really, really good PC player, and
And so I think that brings up a point. Crossplay is going to be in every mode.
Yeah. So we support crossplay across the entire game. I mean, as part of the matchmaking process and us understanding what platform people are on and what control scheme people are using, we can make decisions on the back end about where we think maybe crossplay isn't appropriate, and we can restrict it from those locations. But in general, you can use crossplay across the entire game.
I mean, I'm pretty proud of myself. We did a 2v2 tournament.
Yeah.
Guys, what do you expect? Obviously, this is all the professional talk. It's always like
really
that.
Good.
It's always
pretty
like
proud of that little trophy I have. So we have more information about crossplay currently up again on the Activision Games blog. We'll also be talking about it more on social media on Infinity Ward and Call of Duty Twitter channels, so make sure you check that out. And do you have questions? Obviously, hit us with them. We'll be happy to answer as much as we can. So let's kind of look a little bit forward as we get through beta. We kind of have some really cool things coming up with Modern Warfare in general. And we have a calendar, I think, that just kind of shows kind of where we're going as we get onto the road to launch on October 25th. It's pretty exciting. I mean, we have more than beta. We have the campaign content coming up. We've got Spec Ops. There we go, going into October. It's a lot. It's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
super exciting time.
Yeah, there's so much in this game that it's crazy. So keep your eyes peeled for that kind of stuff, talking about the campaign as well as Spec Ops. And now let's give you guys a little bit more of the details for jumping into the beta on this weekend. I know there was a lot of questions about timing and who and how and when you might play.
Still going.
So we've also got a graphic for that to kind of give you guys a little bit more details. Starting at 10 a.m. on September 19th is early access for Xbox and PC and open on PS4. So if they already have the download for the beta on PS4 from last weekend, they just update it, right?
Yeah, we just sent an update down. Just allow that to update on your PS4, and then you'll be ready to go. So also you know if you played the alpha or the beta, you've already signed up for a Call of Duty account in that case, so you're good to go there as well.
Raise your hand if you are Sony
so we're
pony.
jumping into just another big beta weekend.
Yes.
It's a lot of beta, a lot of baiting.
It is a lot of baiting,
for
sure.
And again, seriously, thank you guys all so much for all of your feedback. And I know it's hard for us to get back to every single one of you individually, but I'm telling you, like, we are constantly looking at Reddit and Twitter and hearing what you guys have to say. It's really, really important to us. So I think that's going to do it for us today. We got to get back to work. We have a beta. Definitely. We have a beta to do this weekend.
That's right.
Thank you guys again so much for joining us. Be sure to check out Infinity Ward and at Call of Duty on Twitter for more information, and we'll see you guys again soon.
All right, I want to see the comments. I want to see the comments. Oh no. Oh man. Was Sika bleed? What the heck? Okay, gonna bring the microphone back to normal. Preload, what, trash, boarding, minimap, Lamau. Dude, people mad, bro. People mad.